Randy's disability falls under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Due to the fact that Ray expressed that she would be an asset to the office, and then follows this by offering her a job, this gives Randy the ability to sue Ray for discrimination. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, Randy must have a disability, be qualified for the employment in question, and be excluded from the employment solely on the disability. The ADA also has requirements for employers to develop reasonable accommodations for employees with a disability. According to the ADA, a disability is classified as anyone with a physical or mental impairment that limits one or more major life activities, a record of such impairment, or being regarded as having such impairment. Therefore, Randy being HIV positive classifies her as having a disability, and Ray is required to make reasonable accommodations for her. Due to the fact Ray acknowledged Randy would be an asset and provided her with the job, it proves he believes she has the qualifications. Once Randy has informed Ray of her disability, he said, "That makes me want to rethink my offer," implying that because of her disability, it was the reason he would need to reconsider. This civil case falls under New York's jurisdiction in a trial court, also known as a Supreme Court in New York. If Randy were to sue Ray, then she could receive special damages and punitive damages. Special damages are awarded for quantifiable losses. The quantifiable losses in this case are lost wages, as Randy was expecting wages upon accepting Ray's job offer. Punitive damages are awarded as a punishment to the wrongdoer in hopes to prevent them from similar conduct in the future. Many states have caps on the amount of punitive damages that can be awarded to the plaintiff. However, New York is not one of them. Further to Randy's point, Ray could not use this defense that he had a right to revocation, which is why a right of an inferior, Ray, to revoke an offer any time before the offeree, Randy, accepts. Prior to Randy informing Ray of her disability, she said that she accepted the offer. Moreover, because Randy has sufficient evidence to prove that she was discriminated against, the burden of proof shifts to Ray to justify his discriminatory practice. Some defenses Ray could consider using in this case would be business necessity or bona fide occupational qualification. Business necessity requires an employer to demonstrate a job qualification is reasonably necessary to legitimate conduct of the business. Bona fide occupational qualification requires Ray to prove that discrimination against a protected class is essential to a job. On one hand, Ray could debate that because this is a medical office, he cannot have this type of risk for his patients. Yet on the other hand, Randy could debate because his duties to not include blood-to-blood contact or directly put patients at risk, Ray could reasonably accommodate her, allowing her to take this position. If Ray had evidence that Randy wouldn't be able to perform the task for this job position, even with reasonable accommodations, and that hiring her would be considered dangerous for himself and his patients, then Ray would have a defense to employment discrimination. In Randy's defense, she would be working as an office manager, not directly in blood-to-blood contact with patients, and because her duties do not contradict with her disability, she is most likely to win this case. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury has made its final decision. The jury will be awarding Randy with special damages and punitive damages and has found Ray guilty of employment discrimination.
Oh shucks, can't win them all.